Morning folks, Phil here from Telford Koi Pond. Just a quick video update on a few things today. Nothing much happening, just sadly it's all about winter prep. I'm doing my water tests. I'll give you a bit of an insight into what I'm doing with the outside fry and how they're doing, and then unfortunately it's time to start talking about winter covers. So yeah, just a bit bitty, but hopefully it'll keep your interest for a bit. So let's crack on. So as you can see, I've got everything set up, all the hanometers and everything to do my normal weekly water checks. I say weekly, sometimes I don't do them till fortnightly. Yeah, just a shout out, I always have my iPlayer on while I'm doing my water tests and things. Scrag's 68, if you're going to have a look at his filtration, he's got a telly on the wall, so I think I'm going to have to put a telly up on the wall next year perhaps, but at the moment my iPad will suffice. But I'm just watching Devon Koi Pond, Martin down there, giving us an update on whether you can run a koi pond 24/7 on solar power, and obviously he'll touch on the winter, but haven't seen from Martin for a while, so it's good to see him back. But yeah, so I'm about to do my water tests. I'll run these, I'll show you the results, and then we'll crack on to something more exciting. So there we go, tests all done for another week. Not a blatant advert, but you will see I'm still using the Koi Control app. If you find something and you like it and it works for you, then I'm a great believer in you know, singing its praises. But anyway, here's the water readings for anybody that's interested. Everything's basically spot on. My ammonia is 0.134, which is always comes up orange on this, because anything above 0.1 is deemed to be, you know, you can do better, as it were. But that's average for my pond. You know, it's a healthy pond. What are we looking at? The hardness, GH, is 230. The reason for that is quite simply because I had an issue with one of my RO sensors. It was saying I was using about 7 litres of water a minute down to waste, which was incorrect, but to be honest I turned it off while it was like that. Andy Finch Filtration Innovation Systems, the legend that he is, he sorted me out in no time at all, sent me a new meter round, plugged it in, worked first time, fantastic. And also, just to answer a question that somebody posed on our last video, the amount of feed says in there, says in there 200 grams. There you go. That's not the amount of feed, that's the amount that I feed through the automatic feeder. I feed separately. I always feed another 100 grams. You can see it in here. I make this up every night, or I'll make a few batches of these up, because I've got loads of these tubs. I always make up a batch of that, and as I think Jack Balding Reefer showed on one of his videos recently, he gave me one of these last year to try out, and I've used it ever since. So I use 7 sprays of that on a pot full of that, which is about another 100 grams, and I feed that as well. And because I used to work from home, I don't any longer, but I always go out anyway, first thing in the morning, lunchtime, evenings, and give the fish extra as well. So the fish are actually eating about 350 grams, but obviously that's going to start coming down now. But again, if you see a product you like, sing about it. Well, that I find is particularly brilliant, and I know Jack the Balding Reefer is going to do his own version of that, or a similar version. So yeah, looking forward to trying that one out. Because as I say, I just think, you know, I don't use clays and things like that, but that is in my opinion a better way of getting vitamins and minerals and everything into your fish, because you just let it do that at night, let it soak overnight, and then next day the pellets are, you know, they're dry, but all that stuff's on them. So yeah, but anyway, there you go. So that's my tests done. Everything's hunky-dory, everything's working properly, everything's nice. So cut back to you in a minute. So just a few mug shout outs that I've been meaning to do for a while. My boy's Koi, hopefully you will have seen the video of his grow and show, which was an absolutely superb event the other week. Also a shout out to somebody that probably doesn't need a shout out, Lee Hadfield there. I've got one of his new mugs. I presume everybody's watching Lee's adventures in Japan. Absolutely fantastic films, videos he's sending back. I'm absolutely loving them. Also, I don't think I mentioned Merrick's Koi Pond. Again, if you don't already watch Merrick's Koi Pond, please go and have a look at his YouTube channel. Really interested. And also, I think the latest one I've had there, Phil G's Koi Pond. So I've met Phil G a few times. Very kindly sent me one of his latest model mugs. So yeah, apologies for the delayed shout out. As you can see, I've got a few. Hopefully anybody that sent me their mug will see them on display. I have plans for moving them to a better position, because I need to play about with the pipe work in here over winter. Bit of a winter project to get my stuff ready for the Mibaki show next year. But yeah, thanks to everybody that sent a mug, and if anybody wants to send me a mug, I'll be more than welcome to accept it. Cheers. Thought we'd have a quick look at the fish after all the excitement of putting the jump guards on last weekend. As you can see, they're still up, they're still standing, they're still solid as a rock. I don't believe they've been tested yet, so fingers crossed, touch wood, they're not going to be. Fish of what time are we? Got no idea what the time is. Fish were fed at 7, so I would imagine they're due for another feed imminently from the feeder. But you can see they're all looking good. Everybody seems happy. Yeah, just absolutely fantastic to be able to come up and see them like this without the covers on. Can't believe I've gone through a whole summer without putting the jump guards on, but there you go. Better late than never. There you go. Right, so I have just been getting the jump guards out, which is why there's a piece of perspex stuff on top of there, because I forgot to take that one. So this is the back of the shed. I don't know whether you ever see the back. Sorry, back of the shed, back of the pond. I don't know whether you've ever seen the back of the pond, but basically this was. Well, this was supposed to be a lot narrower, because the pond was supposed to be a foot. The water was supposed to come out to this point, but everybody that's seen my build videos will have known all the problems we had. So basically I've got a nice area at the back for storage and for messing about and doing things. That is the back of the filter house, and that is more than enough room to stack my 5 winter covers. The pond pipe work all the way through to the air source heat pump is lagged to within an inch of its life, and that never comes off, to be honest, so that just stays there. Good place to hide your ladders if you've got a set of big ladders. But yeah, I just use this for storage really. Air source heat pump is currently set at, I can't remember that it's 20 or 21, but that is going to be turned down every week now until we get to the middle of winter, so that's going to start reducing. Fish ain't going to like that, are they? The little grow on project. So these are the little fish I bought from the koi collection not the last time I went, the time before. They're doing absolutely fantastic. You can see by the gunk in there, I haven't done today's clean out yet. That's my next job. So I need to decide what I'm doing with them over the winter. Part of me thinks, you know, give them away, see if anybody wants them, but the other part of me is thinking, I've got a big koi net, holding net in the garage that I've only ever used once. I might put that in the big pond and put them in there. I can't put them straight in the big pond because I've got open 1.5-inch pipe inlets that I don't bother covering because of the other fish. And obviously they could go down, so I'll have a think about that one and I'll come back to you. But obviously the actual setup here with a little box filter and what have you has been performing. Little Fishmate feeder. There is a Aquaforte heater there, but I've never turned it on. It's just that the pipework is all connected to it, so I've been a bit lazy. I've just let the water run through it while I've been doing this. But you know, it's obviously worked a treat. Yep, snap back to you in a minute. So you probably won't see any difference in all the fish are hiding up the corner, but that's all been cleaned out. So that'll do for another week. In terms of overwintering those little fishes, this is what I was thinking about earlier. I bought this, I think it was must have been to put some other fish in the pond and keep them separate for some reason, but I'm thinking if I drop that in, I know it's not as big as the vat they're in at the minute, but you know, they'll have flow of water and exercise and all that sort of thing, and it's a way of keeping them separate and a way of keeping them away from the 1.5 inch inlets that they could possibly skim up and get into the drum filter. So I don't know whether that's really showing it off. There you go, scale, there's my croc. You know, it's quite big, it's quite deep, so I might consider that, and it's got a cover as well. Obviously not going to put that on one-handed, but yeah, I remember using it once. I think it was when I moved the fish out, or was quarantining some fish out the garage. But yeah, so what you think? You reckon that'd be big enough just to overwinter them? Don't know. Think about it. So as you know, these are my holiday covers that I took off last week, all stacked here. I stacked them here rather than around the back of the pond because I'm going to turn these into my winter covers. However, we have a slight problem. When I made these, I made the frames to fit a 3 foot wide piece of steel meshing. But when I made the frames for the winter covers, I made them to suit the polycarb that Aid the Koi Keeper had got hold of me. And I only just realised this morning when I went to start cutting it up that those are 3 foot wide, 36 inches wide, and the polycarb, I'll just windy around the corner here, the polycarb that I've got is only 31 inches wide. So it's too narrow for the covers I want to use it on. So I've got all the winter covers out. I'm just trying to dry them out a bit because it's been at the back of the shed. They're not actually in as bad shape as I thought. When I pulled the first one out along the top where the sun had been, I think it's this one, no, where the sun had been at it, oh it's this one on one corner, I don't know whether you can see that, but the bubble wrap's starting to disintegrate, but the rest of it is absolutely fine. So I think what I might do for this year, because I've clearly got to get some different polycarb, I think what I might do for this year is just go around it again, get all these dry, and then go around them again with duct tape and just seal all the ends up again, keep all that in, because as I say, the side pieces and the fronts, the other sides, let me show you those, they're a little bit dirty, they need a jet wash, but condition wise they're absolutely fine. And I've still got the bubble wrap, and so you got 2 layers of bubble wrap and the polycarb on there. So I'll have a play around with those later and you can see what I get up to. So that's the result of me playing about with the covers. As I say, I've had to use the old ones, so I've revamped them, put extra tape around, taken all the loose stuff off, as you can see. So they're all sealed again, little sealed units of warmth, hopefully. So there's 4 that are exactly the same, as in same size, same construction, and then that one has always been different because the little P7000, wherever it is, feeder fits on there and just drops food into that hole if I keep a feeder on there. If not, I've got a piece of polycarb that just goes over that hole. So that's it, that's them all done. So not pretty, but they serve a function. So I'm going to put one of them on, perhaps just pile them up on top of the other one for now and see where we go. Well, there you go, that's a sad sight, isn't it? Obviously they're not going to stay on there, but I've put the 4 lightweight ones on there just to show you how it all works, and the fact that they do fit inside the jump guards, which is great. So yeah, that's not looking forward to seeing them for the next bloody 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, whatever it's going to be. Obviously the gap there is for the end one. That feeder will go into the shed over winter. The end piece will go on there. and then there's just a little makeup piece of polycarb that goes across the edge there, and that's it, all done. So yeah, very sad. Roll on the spring.